Hey up guys, so continuing my coverage. Oh god, excuse me, sorry, I'm a little bit sick and yeah, my voice is a little bit croaky today, so apologies in advance if I sound disgusting. But yeah, I'm just gonna plod along with it because these videos are time sensitive. Continuing my coverage of my Oscar predictions, today's category that I'm gonna be predicting and discussing is Best Actress. And my oh my, is it a juicy category to be discussing? But before I jump into it, let's just give you a quick rundown of how this video is going to go. I'm going to list the nominees, then I'm going to give you the snubs, then I'm going to list the nominees' previous history with the Academy, and then I'm going to tell you who I want to win and give you some analysis, and then I'm going to tell you who I think will win and give you some analysis. Alright? I've got my tea, so hopefully that'll help with the throat. Let's just power through it because my throat is so sore. So the nominees for the 2019 Best Actress are Yalitza Aparicio for Roma, Glenn Close for The Wife, Olivia Colman for The Favourite, Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born, and Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me? So my initial thoughts is that it is a wonderful mix of ladies. You've got an old pro like Glenn Close, you've got a global A-list pop star like Lady Gaga, you've got a first-time performance from Yalitza Aparicio, first-time performance, first-time nomination, that's just insane. And then you've got Melissa McCarthy doing the whole funny girl turned thespian thing with Can You Ever Forgive Me? And then you've got the queen of nominees, Olivia Colman, because she played Queen Anne in The Favourite, and she's also about to explode into more popularity with her role as Queen Elizabeth in the third series of The Crown. So yeah, what a fabulous mix of ladies. But of course, there are some absences in this category that some people were upset about, so it is time to talk about the snubs. There is one name in particular that was absent from this list, twice actually, which people got very upset by, and by that I mean Collette. One for Toni Collette for powerhouse performance in Hereditary, and two, Keira Knightley for her performance in the movie Collette. See what I mean by there being two Colettes? But sadly neither of the Colettes got a nomination this year. Granted, more people were upset about Toni Collette's absence than Keira Knightley's, because Toni Collette failed to get a nom at the BAFTAs, the Golden Globes, the SAGs, and I think people were just sort of holding out hope for the fact that she might just sneak into the Academy Awards, but sadly she didn't. And Keira Knightley has just completely flown under the radar with probably her best performance to date in Collette. And there are a few others in this category which a few people were upset by. Viola Davis didn't get nominated for Widows, Nicole Kidman didn't get nominated for Destroyer, Emily Blunt didn't get a nomination for Mary Poppins Returns, Elsie Fisher in 8th Grade, and Rosamund Pike for A Private War. So many incredible leading lady performances this year, just not enough slots to honour them all. Okay, now let's talk about the nominees' previous history with the Academy, because this is a category where track record will have an influence on the voters. We've got two first-time nominees with Yalitza Aparicio and Olivia Colman. As for Lady Gaga, this is her first time being nominated for Best Actress for A Star Is Born, but she's also up for Best Original Song for Shallow, also for A Star Is Born, but she has been nominated once before for Best Original Song for her song Till It Happens to You in the 2016 film The Hunting Ground. She was actually tipped to win Best Song back in 2016, but she lost out surprisingly to Sam Smith's Bond song Writings on the Wall. So she's had 3 nominations in total, no wins as of yet, but it's looking likely that she will walk away with at least one on Oscar night, February 24th this year. As for Melissa McCarthy, this is her second nomination, the first time for Best Actress with Can You Ever Forgive Me? Her first time being nominated was back in 2012 for Best Supporting Actress in Bridesmaids, but she did not win that one. And then there's Glenn Close, who really does live up to her last name because she's always been close but not quite victorious with her Oscar nominations track record. The Wife is Glenn Close's 7th nomination to date. She's been nominated 6 times prior to The Wife, 3 times for Best Supporting Actress in The World According to Garp in 1983, The Big Chill in 1984, and The Natural in 1985. But she's also been nominated for Best Actress 3 times, once for Fatal Attraction in 1988, once for Dangerous Liaisons in 1989, and once for Albert Nobbs in 2012. That's 7 nominations across 4 decades and no wins. Only Glenn Close, Thelma Ritter, and Deborah Kerr share the record for 6 female nominations for acting at the Oscars, and no wins. So if Glenn Close doesn't win Best Actress this year, she'll be the record holder for the most nominations for a woman for acting at the Oscars and no wins. I have seen all 5 of the ladies' performances, and I'm just gonna flat out admit I'm team Olivia Colman. I cherished her performance in The Favourite. It is not an easy task to be simultaneously sympathetic and hilarious, but Colman's performance in The Favourite is a masterclass of acting because she straddles the line of comedy and tragedy effortlessly. She had me laughing hysterically in one moment, and then in the next I was mourning for her. I think it was the moment in The Favourite where her character was stumbling through the mansion corridors, screaming like a child that's lost in Asda, where I was like, yep, I want you to win Best Actress. Because even though she's acting like an infant, it's completely believable. It's not overreacting at all. It feels completely real for this character, and my heart was breaking for her, but at the same time, I was laughing at how hilarious it was at the same time. Not every actress can do that, but Olivia Colman, wowzers. And I just love that Olivia Colman has blossomed into an A-list actress now in her 40s. It just gives hope to everybody else that if you just work hard at your craft, eventually recognition will come. Olivia Colman will be my pick for Best Actress, but she's just my favourite, pun not intended, of a very strong selection of ladies. Yalitza Aparicio gave such a beautiful and dignified performance in Roma, and Melissa McCarthy gave a funny but touching performance and managed to make a very sour character feel very sympathetic. And as much as I love both Yalitza Aparicio and Melissa McCarthy, I just don't think either of them are going to win it this year. They haven't had enough momentum or buzz or previous wins in order to make me feel confident that they would win it this year. So I'm going to rule those out. And then that sort of leaves it as a 3-way race between Lady Gaga, Glenn Close, and Olivia Colman. When it comes to Lady Gaga, it was certainly a star-making performance in A Star Is Born. I don't think she's going to take home Best Actress at the Oscars, mainly because the song Shallow that she's also up for is pretty much a lock now to win Best Song. So she's going to end up walking home with an Oscar that night anyways, and I feel that the Academy will be more diplomatic and give the Oscar to either Glenn Close or Olivia Colman. So who do I think will win? Let's find out, shall we? The winner of the 2019 Best Actress Oscar, I think, will go to, drumroll please, Glenn Close for The Wife. Yeah guys, even though I preferred Olivia Colman's performance in The Favourite, I watched The Wife the other day just to see if the fuss for Glenn Close was justified, and I have to say, it's very much deserved. She is phenomenal in The Wife. I still think Olivia Colman had a harder challenge and she would be who I would want to see win, but it's Close's year to be victorious. She's way overdue for one, and her performance was incredible in The Wife. She holds you in her grasp all the way through, and she wears every emotion so elegantly on her face. It really is an astonishing performance. Is it impossible for Olivia Colman to win? No, but at this point I would say I'd be very surprised if Olivia Colman won, because Glenn Close has won the SAG and the Critics' Choice Award and the Golden Globe, so she's got the momentum behind her. Plus Glenn Close does have that narrative of always the bridesmaid, never the bride, and the Academy loves to give themselves a pat on the back and honor those that have had a fruitful career. And yeah, this will be the Academy's way of saying to Glenn Close, we love you for what you've done over the last 5 decades with your performances, so here's an Oscar to celebrate a collective body of work. Plus Glenn Close is 71 now, so if she wins, she'll only be the 3rd woman in history to win Best Actress over 70. The previous 2 were Jessica Tandy in Driving Miss Daisy. I think she was 80 when she won that. And then there was Katharine Hepburn for On Golden Road, and she was 74, I think. So yeah, Glenn Close will be the one to walk away with the Oscar, even though I think Olivia Colman's performance was a bit better and required her to go to further depths. Glenn Close is still very much deserving for her tour de force performance in The Wife. So that's who I'm predicting will be the winner. But remember guys, this is a discussion. I would love to know what you think. Who do you think will win Best Actress? Who do you think should win Best Actress? Whatever you think, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. If you guys want my reactions to all the Oscar winners on February 24th, be sure to add us on Twitter. And if you like these Oscar prediction videos, don't forget to click subscribe, because there's more on the way. Thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to the Oscars, movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.